Stop. No, no. Morning, Brenda. Stop it. I'm gonna take you back. Stop.
For just $24.99, their money back guarantee. To make this the best tasting offer on TV, we give the bottle free. This is $3 for one low price.
Hey, good morning. Saturday morning, bright and sunny here. A little too bright, a little bit too sunny, but hey, it is what it is. Right back, I gotta check and see where she went to.
Beneath the eyes.
Well, it's warm in here, thanks to having two good friends here, Fred and Kevin Ford, making the morning great again. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
We've done some pretty crazy stuff. We talked a little plans earlier, we talked a little news and politics, and we even talked about Fisher Day. Sean looked like mustache.
Yeah, I said he looked like Saddam Hussein, and I made him take it off. But you have two.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. She wanted to go outside. And she went out and did her business. All right. TJ. Brenda. Frank's here. So What's everybody got planned for the weekend? Saturday, today is Saturday, the 22nd of February. February. Now she's just over here giving me the backside. He's something else. Yeah, you're right, Frank. It's going to be a hard time for me to treat him different as far as pronouns. Lay down. Lay down. Comes Captain Joe.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm working on something for Johnny right now, so I'm in the middle of something.
Okay.
But I'm here.
Yeah,
We're
I
doing
was
something.
just telling Frank that it's going to be a while for me to differentiate between he and she because I'm used to having a her. So I refer to him as she, and it's a he.
You're gonna bite you because of that.
Yeah. That'll be
They
about
call
it too.
You say, call me a she again, see what happens.
How much do you think I should be feeding him? I'm feeding him
How much you
twice a
should-
day, once in the morning, once at night.
I would call the shelter and see what they were feeding him. Because technically you don't have to feed a dog but once a day.
He's looking for food every morning and every evening.
Yeah, because he got somebody there's nobody else to fight with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I would do is, how much are you giving him now?
About 2 to 3 cups in the morning and 2 to 3 cups in the afternoon.
I give him depends on the size cups too. I give him like 2 cups.
Just a regular size cup.
Because what I do is I have a Mardi Gras cup. That's one of them from Mardi Gras. I don't have one around here. But so when I eat, and Justin asked me if I need some dishes or something whenever I eat out of one. It's one of those, I fill it up and I divide it between the 3 of them in the morning. And and then later in the day, if they eat it, I'll give them another, I'll put it out again. But normally it takes them all day to eat it.
No, he gets in the mood first thing in the morning. He just devours his breakfast.
Yeah, I would give him 3 cups in the morning because he's got all day. But at night, if you're gonna feed him again at night, I only give him 2 cups.
Okay.
And I wouldn't give him anything else but the dry food because he don't need it. You know, you go buy the farmer's dog and you're paying out the yang, all that stuff. If you want to give him something like that every once in a while, you say you don't cook like I do. When I make a rice dish, I pull the rice out, some rice out for them, and give them a little bit. But I got to watch how I feed them because what did I eat yesterday? I can't remember what it was yesterday, but I gave Loki some. He threw up on my carpet. So it's better just not to give it to him. Eggs are good. He likes eggs. You know, so when I eat my eggs in the morning, they get a little piece of it.
Hey, Lloyd.
Because that's how I give Tino his pill and a piece of egg. What's up, Lloyd? Lloyd.
What's happening, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You look a little tired, my friend.
Oh, I'm not sleeping much anymore for some reason. I'm sleeping about 3.5, 4 hours a night if I'm lucky. So,
I fell asleep and then woke up about 1:30, turned the TV on, fell asleep again, woke up at 5:30.
yeah, I did basically the same thing. I think I
Yeah.
fell asleep about midnight last night. Woke up about 2 o'clock, went back to sleep and woke up about 6:30 this morning. So, but yeah, so let's see.
Brenda says good morning to you.
Good morning, Brenda.
Frank says, give him a Hershey candy bar. I don't think so.
Yeah, oh, my dogs, I give them a little bit of chocolate now and then.
Do you?
Oh yeah, my dog, and they've always had chocolate to an extent. I mean, like when I have, I'm one of those guys that still eats kids. Like when I have Cocoa Puffs or something, it leaves the chocolate milk. While them three, the two little ponies come walking in and they're begging for the milk, and they drink it, no problems. And if I get those little Hershey's Kisses, or not Hershey's Kisses, but Tootsie Rolls, the little midgies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they'll drive me nuts for those. They love those things. So I eat about 4 of them and give them one, or break it in half and give them one. But they say chocolate's bad for them, but so far my dogs have all done
It
okay
all
by it.
depends on how much.
Yeah, it's like anything. It does. It depends on
Don't
how much
overdo
you're
it.
giving. Yeah, exactly.
Because we raised, like I said, we used to raise shepherds. And when we used to bring them to the vet and get them checked out the first, when they were born,
Hey, Jody.
within a week after they were born, they had to be checked out. Actually, the vet would come to us and check them out, and say they're all good, like that. Well, this one's going to be a little sicker than the other one, But we knew it too because we were there all the time.
Right.
But he would give them the initial shots and everything at 2 weeks, all initial stuff.
Right.
And then when it came time to worm them, we did that, and we did it with garlic. We gave him a piece of garlic.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
And everybody says garlic's bad for a dog. No, it's bad for the worms in the dog. Because what'll happen is if I had one that was in the yard that was acting funny, and I called the vet and he said, give him a couple pieces of garlic. It's probably something in the stomach. And man, when he went to the bathroom, there were dead worms everywhere. It kills them,
They gave us when the male Chihuahua was a puppy and they'd taken him in for his last set of puppy shots. They gave us a dewormer, and I said give it to him here later in the day. Before that they'd been giving him dewormer shots, but this one they wanted him to take. Well, I think it was a heartworm and combination medicine, and within 10 minutes of chewing up that little tablet, his face just swelled up. I mean, and so I ran down and I got some Benadryl because I called one of the vet assistants that's in our family and asked them, and they said, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. And I had to call him the vet. Finally, the vet called, and I told her what had happened. I said, oh my God. She says, yeah. I said, just broke out and started swelling, and eyes were swelled almost shut. And I gave him a half a Benadryl, and within 30 minutes he started clearing up. But boy, it scared the living snot out of us.
It doesn't take much to scare the hell out of me.
Yeah. And Judy was in a panic. I was like, all right, well, I'll take him to the vet. If I have to drive to the next town over to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, you can always find an emergency center, but they're not usually close.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're not close. Yeah. Well, there used to be one here in town. Well, it was across town, but I had to take one of the dogs in one night, and he didn't charge me for the emergency charge. He just charged me a basic office call, and he didn't have any way to bill me, and it was on a Saturday night. Didn't have any way to bill me, so he says, I'll just call you what it is. You can drop by. So I came in on Monday and I said, I was in, they started ringing it up. I said, no, it's $25. I said, okay, here you go. But
That's not bad.
no, not for an emergency on a Saturday night. Yeah, no. It was like 9:30 at night when I went over there. Can't even remember what it was. Oh, I know. The dog had just gone limp and lethargic and wouldn't wake up. And at first I thought he was dead. And he was can't remember which dog that was.
So did you have to carry him out to the car?
Yeah. Had to carry him out, had to carry him in. And by the time we got in there, started coming around, and the doctor gave him a shot just to kind of, kill off anything he might have, and he started, we sat there for a little while and he started responding. And finally, by the time I got back home, he was just up to his normal self again. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? You scared the
Yeah.
hell out of me, dog. And I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Ranger.
Yeah, the sad part is well, it's not a sad part, it's a good thing. They're like our family,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and you'll do anything for your family.
Yep.
To a
Yeah.
degree.
What's that, Joe?
To a degree.
To a degree.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you just
there's
gotta
only
go.
so much I'll do for some of my family too. Yeah. Hello, Mark.
Well,
Hi, Lloyd, Joe, Paul.
Hey, Mark.
Johnny got me
how's it
working
going?
this early in the freaking morning. He owes me something. I hope he's in the chat. You owe me something, Johnny. He's doing an Easter egg. It's a little keychain like this. Just a little Easter egg keychain, right? And they want the word happiness on one and charity on one. And the letters are so freaking little. So I'll put them on the back like a hole. So when you turn it around, it'll be in there, just ending it. It'll take up the whole egg. That might work. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, stop. When I printed that one, it's too small.
No, Valerie, I don't know when the fishing trawler is going to break up the ice in the Black River, but I would guess probably somewhere around the 1st of March or maybe the middle of March.
I'm naming these eggs different things. I'm gonna say happy egg hole. You know. Well, I had an interesting night last night.
What's
Oh.
that?
I went to the parade.
Oh, you did go.
Yeah, I went and I got out there and found my little parking spot. I mean, they had one of the girls upstairs. I've seen her 50 times, but she's never said much but hello and all of this. And she saw me with all my stuff on. She goes, "You a cop?" I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "I do press work." So we got to talking. And I told her, I said, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to go shoot the parade with the drone, like this." So she wanted to see the drone. So we showed her the drone. So she says, "Yeah, over by Fresh Market, there was nobody there." I said, "Good." I get over there. And when I got there, I mean, everybody was there. It was like packed, you know? You tell them to try that one.
Was she a hot mama there, Joe?
About an 8, kind of freaky, kind of. If it was in the 60s, she'd be a flower child. So it could be freaky. So I get out there, and there's no place to park, no place. So I look, and they got signs everywhere, no parking. Because like I said, they had a. So I back in right by the coffee shop right there, on their side. And another guy had pulled in right there too. So I pull right there. So I get out and I walk over to the police. And I walk over, tap on the guy's window, and it's sheriff's department. And I said, and I don't know all the sheriff's department. No, Mandeville, I know him. I tap on, I said, "Hey, just to let you know that I'm going to be parked right over here." And I said, "I'm going to be putting up a drum, so don't freak out." Like that. And he goes, "Oh, that's cool." I'm good. He said,
Did
you
you,
gotta check with
did you
Vanderbilt.
show him your press credentials?
Well, I had it all on because I was wearing it.
Okay.
I'm not going out to do something like that without wearing them. So I told him, he said, yeah, you gotta check, make sure you check with Mandeville. I said, I talked with Vanderson already. He said, oh, you good? Like that. So I'm sitting over there and it's getting darker and darker. And I'm saying, there ain't nowhere in hell I can do it here. It's just too dark. And I'm looking down the street about a half a block and I'm saying, now that's the place I gotta be. So I drove off, went down there. Again, no parking, right? The police got everything blocked off where they're parking. And then they got Chipotle and all those other stores right there. And they got no parking sign. I was gonna pull right up in a little indentation. They got no parking signs there. So when the curve came around, there was no parking signs there. So I pulled up right there. Stuck my press stuff in my dash, got out, walked over, told the cops over there. You know, hey, I'm gonna be up here with a drone. Because I had a whole 2-lane street, almost 3-lane street, that the people are gonna be at the parade. I got 3 lanes of street plus a neutral ground area. You know, so I got all of that without people, so I'm good. And I got lights and everything. So I got enough light to do night mode. So the guy from sheriff's office says, yeah, be careful tonight because we got one up. We're going to have a drone up. I said, y'all do, I'll look for it. I'll keep an eye out, you know. I saw him. He was about 1.5 miles down the road. I wasn't worried about him. But I was at 50 feet the whole night, and he was at about 200. And I guarantee you, he was a Matrice. That's how big it was.
Oh, big one.
It had to be a Matrice because he was about, like I said, he was about 1 mile away, mile and a half away, and he looked bigger than mine.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I know it was a Matrice. And I had the Mavic 3 up. So I'm shooting the parade and everything. I had more people come up to me asking me about the drone. Hey, this little kid that came up that probably got up to my knee. And he said, that's your drone? I said, yeah, it is. How does it stay up so long? Is the battery going to die? I said, it's going to die. I got 2 more in my pocket. He wanted to know everything about a drone. He said, when you going to land it? I said, when the battery's down almost. So I changed 3 batteries out. I went through 3 Mavic 3 batteries. So I got the whole parade.
Did he
About
watch
2
you the
hours.
whole time?
Oh, when I was bringing it down, he ran over, watched it, looked at it, said, that is so cool. You know, and I put it back up and he got a kick out of it. And they got a kick because when I put it right back up, I started and shoot it straight up in the air. You know, I wouldn't just take my time. I'd just shoot up, you know, and get it back over the grass. But I had so many people. And then when I get out the car and I'm standing there, my daughter called me and said, did you get out here? I said, yeah, I'm over by, I said, I'm over there by Chipotle. She goes, yeah, I'm looking at you. They were walking up behind me. They had parked right on the other side. So my granddaughter was there. So it was a pretty good night.
Oh, that's good. A family night at an event is always good.
Well, they weren't behind me. They went to parade. I was in the back. But I had a lot of people, a lot of moms that walked by without their kids wanting to know about the drones too. You know, it was like,
Oh, so you got to select which ones you gave the special attention to?
we gave out a lot of cards last night. Let's put that on YouTube cards. They had one of them walk by, and when she walked by, it came out. I went, "Oh, mama!" Like that. She turned around, looked at me, and smiled. You know.
Oh, mama.
Lord. And my ex was there, and she caught a hat, a light up hat like we have,
Yeah.
but it was a Mardi Gras green with the light up where you could change. And I said, "Man, I like that hat." She goes, "I'm glad you're not married to me because you try to take it." I said, "I'm gonna take it anyway." I said, "Let me come over to the house. I'll find it and take it. You'll never know where it's at." I said, "You won't find it in a week anyway." It was
So you
green,
get along
bright
with your
green.
ex?
It was a bright green?
A bright green.
Yeah, it was a Mardi Gras green type. It must have had a purple, green, and gold one. I would like to have the gold one. Or the purple would have been cool. But I hadn't seen the Eve parade in probably 10 years. And I was shocked. Actually, it's less than that. It's Johnny calling. Let me see what he says. He was calling me. Hold on. Yes, sir.
The yeah, Lloyd, you ever been to a Mardi Gras parade?
No, well, not to the parade. I did do some celebrating in Baton Rouge back in
Okay.
70. Shit, what
Well, the
was
thing
that?
of it is now everybody's got cameras and the cameras are such good quality and
Oh, yeah.
people with drones. I don't think you need to go anywhere.
I would not be comfortable in that crowd now, but this is bad. We were TDY, or we were deployed from Davis Monthan in Tucson, and we were doing tests with the Army out at in Alexandria, Louisiana, and we flew in there, and we came from Arizona where temperatures were like in the 80s.
Yeah.
We get in there about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's drizzling cold rain and the
Oh.
humidity, and we're all about to freeze to death because we're used to our 80-degree.
Yep.
It was in the 50s, and this place was like in their 40s. And we're just, so anyways, we were there for a while, and one of the guys got the bright idea, hey, let's go over to the motor depot and pick us up a van, and there was a couple pilots that were with us, loaded up and drove up to Baton Rouge.
Well,
Or
the
down.
question I had, obviously, when you went, you didn't take your winter duds with you.
No. Well, we weren't thinking, they didn't tell us that, we might need to wear, I mean, we everybody brought their flight jackets with them. So, or their fatigue jackets.
Yeah.
What they call BDUs now, but they were just green fatigue. We brought them with us. Most of them packed them in our bag. And, yeah. Funniest, when we got ready to leave there, we were all loading up onto the we were all in the wait area before we went out to get out on the tarmac, load up into the I think it's a C-140. No, it's C-130. It's what we were flying back in. And all of a sudden they stopping us and made us open our bags. It was like, most of us were, I had a flight bag and a duffel bag, but they made us start opening our duffel bags. And I asked one of the guys, what's going on? Well, for once they gave us some dummy ammo. I mean, it was inert dummy ammo. It was we just loaded it in there for the weight. They weren't firing the guns because we were out there testing a system, and it was the first time infrared had ever been used in video. And what eventually became the night flight helmets that they all have now. Well, these were on the A-10s, and these were an AGM-65 missile that had imaging infrared, and we were testing it out in the winter weather. None of us were thinking about it. But anyways, they made us open up our duffel bags because a whole friggin' can of that ammo had disappeared. And whoever got it, and of course, I was part of the load crew, so we were the first persons they looked at, but we were smart. We didn't keep it in our own personal bags. We had other people. I had a couple of pilots smuggle them back for us. So I had one of those dummy ammos, and I gave it to my doctor that just retired, that's just fixing to retire this week. He collected ammo, and I had it, and I said, here, you can have this. And but man, that we went down there, and I can't tell you what really happened there in Baton Rouge, because I don't honestly remember. That was back when I was drinking, so yeah.
Joe's got all kinds of stories like that too.
That does happen a lot.
What'd you say, Paul?
Joe's got all kinds of stories like that too.
Yeah. It's when we were young
Joe,
and dumb.
Joe, at one time, didn't you used to drive around the Commander in the Jeep?
No, not a Jeep. I had a freaking Grand Fury. Grand Fury, Plymouth Grand Fury.
Scat car. Yeah.
Yeah, that was here in New Orleans.
Oh, in New Orleans?
Yeah, you see, I was stationed here, walked in on supply, and I'm in there and I'm in there for about 2 days. They called me into the colonel's office. They said, "Oh, we just let you know since you're from New Orleans and you know New Orleans, you're now one of my drivers." Well, okay.
You know, one of the best bar fights I ever had was when the Blue Angels came in, because we had what was called aircraft and aircraft in Arizona Day, and it was a big air show there at Davis Monthan. And of course, we were Air Force. We wanted the Thunderbirds. That was our team. But that year the Thunderbirds were with somebody else, so they got the Blue Angels. Well, those Marines and those Navy pilots come walking off there strutting their stuff, like they were. And of course, they were loading up right next to the weapons shop where we were at. We were all catcalling and giving them that, And then that night, they all went to the bar that was just off base. Well, that's what we did too. And we started making the jarhead jokes and and the seaman jokes and and before we know it, we had one. Of course, we had one hell of a good fight, and then we all started buying each other beer.
That's the way it works.
And and then when they got on, we harassed them as they were loading back up after on Monday when they were leaving out. But they were a good bunch of guys, But his inner force rivalry, and that was back when I was young enough that I could take a punch. I wouldn't know what to do now. If somebody hit me, I'd probably wet myself.
Joe, I think misses that kind of stuff.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I taught hand-to-hand combat. So I was one of the instructors up at Quantico.
You used to teach hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah, up at Quantico.
Yeah.
Did that for about 1 year and 9 months. And my problem was I knew what I was doing. So I had to be careful because I know what I'm doing. Because if some civilian or somebody messes with me and I mess back and hurt them, then they could come back and say, well, he was like, I used excessive force or whatever,
He's an expert, yeah.
Now, I can't say I'm an expert, but my kids would say, man, you're an old man now. How are you going to fight somebody? I said, I'll just shoot you.
That's me too.
I don't worry
That's
about
why I
fighting anymore.
carry
Just
now.
shoot you.
Yeah.
But
I'm too old for that.
My son Justin, saw it at a parade back in 2007, I think it was. I was standing out there, and it's a long time ago. 18 years ago, I was in a lot better shape. And I'm standing out there, and this guy's getting ready to fight with this girl, and this other guy, and it was 3 times his size, and both of them are drinking, and the little guy was looking at his girlfriend. So that was the fight, gonna be over. And we're standing by the portalets, and my son Justin's standing there, and Justin's like 8 years old, and Justin looks at it, and I said, "Hey, dude, look. You don't need to fight today. You'll be in jail for about 3 or 4 days before they even talk to you. Because that's how they do it. In New Orleans, if you get put in jail the last weekend, they don't see you till Wednesday. You're in jail for 5 days. They keep you there.
Yeah.
So the guy looks over at me and says, you need to shut up, old man. Like that to me. Like that. And he pushed me. And when he pushed me, I handed my camera to Justin. I said, hold this. I said, dude, I'm not going to tell you again. Stop it. I said, I know the police out here. You're the one who's going to wind up in jail. He reached over to push me again, and he was laying by the portalet in the pee on his face. Like that. And the police were jumping the barricades, running over there. And Dupree, Lieutenant Dupree, that works that corner, she jumps that thing and runs over, and she goes, I don't know what the hell happened, but I saw this big guy flying down. I looked over, and I saw you. So what's going on? I said, he was arguing with this guy right here because he was looking at his girlfriend. And Dupree, she was the one that told me, "Oh, you liked it when the girl grabbed me in the crotch." Right? So Dupree don't care. She's a New Orleans cop, don't care. And she looks over and she goes, "Well, shoot, I'd have looked at her too." Yeah. He said, and then they got him up, cuffed him, and they said, I said, "Yeah, he's just drinking." I said, "He don't need to go to jail like that." And she looked over and she says, "Are you embarrassed? Because you ought to be embarrassed. You smell like you've been in the portalet." Like that. And he's standing there and he's looking over at me. And she says, "I'm not going to lock you up." but you're leaving the parade route for one. And if I see you on the parade route, then I'm locking you up. And you see this guy right here, don't even bother with him because I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants to you. Just like that. And it was so, and my son's standing there going, trying to figure out what's going on. I got this guy twice my size on the ground on his face. And I got him in an arm lock and my foot on the back of his neck. And I said, dude, stop moving. You can't move. You know, just stop.
Wow. Well,
But it was-
I bet you he kind of respected you after that.
No, he didn't. He was pissed off. He was drinking and pissed off. He wanted to fight.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna fight.
I did some stupid stuff like that. This is after Elvis had passed away, and every single bar in the country must have had an Elvis impersonator. Well, me and there's
The JoJo.
guys that shared an apartment together because we kind of rotated in and out. We were always being deployed somewhere, and usually me and the Army guy, we were deployed together most of the time because I was on his combat team. And anyways, so this Elvis guy they brought in, and he was good. There's no doubt about it. He was pretty good, but he was, he had the scarf around his neck and was taking them off and giving the girls, and like most of the guys were getting fed up with him. So this Army captain, this friend of mine, he runs up to him and he kisses him on the cheek and grabs a scarf and takes off running. Of course, we take off after him. So the next week they were having a big, we come walking in there. It was on Saturday night there. No, it was on Friday night. And we come walking in there. He said, the bartender or the owner, he says, listen, guys, you can come in here, but you better not pull that kind of crap that you did. I'll 86 you from this bar. And I said, well, okay. He says, because we got a TV crew coming in. And, and yeah, when once the camera started rolling, my buddy runs up there and
Hey, Ziggy.
and grabs
Turn
the
off
scarf
Greedy
and takes off. And
Okay.
of course, up there, me and the other guy, because he had like 10 of them hanging around. We both grabbed one and took off, and they got it all on TV. And the bouncers come after us, and I'd been drinking pretty heavy at that point, so I was, didn't care. And I'm 5 foot. I'm 8 now. I was probably about 5'9.5". My official weight was 5'10" then. Our official height was 5'10".
Yeah.
And I decided to take on these two bouncers, and I was going to fight them. They weren't going to throw me out of the bar. One got on one side, one got on the other. They just stuck their arms under lifted me up. My feet were dangling. They take me out. I said, go down the block to the bar. When we get off work, we'll come down there and buy you a beer. And I said, oh, okay. And I left, because I was going to get a free beer out of the deal. But yeah, we ended up on TV.
That's
and
fun.
we didn't go back to that bar for about a month.
Here you go, Paul.
Oh, you got to print it
Oh,
off.
he's got his casket.
Casket
holder.
pill holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that marble. That's that marble look.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but it's got little specks on it and everything.
Yeah. Brian just sent me a file from Waypoint, New England, and
Yeah.
that he made up for me. So he sent it to him. So I'm going to print it off today. And I put on the Bamboo Studio. I had to reset my computer again last night.
Wow.
And so, but I'm slowly putting in programs that I know work, and I went ahead and downloaded Bamboo Studio, and I've already got a statue set up, or one of those busts like you were doing, Joe.
Yeah.
It's one off of one of Judy's pictures, and I'm going to print that out today too.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I made one for my granddaughter, and actually she's got it now. And she's got one of me. And they say she'll walk by it and see it, pick it up and say, Papa, and kiss it and put it back. But she saw me last night and she looked at me. I had a beanie on and I was all bundled up. She looked at me and said, who the hell are you? Like that. Then she realized who I was, and boy, she wanted to climb on. She was all happy then.
Yeah.
But today I got at noon, I've got the boat parade. And tomorrow was the day I was going to New Orleans. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so they've rescheduled all the parades tomorrow. Yeah,
Wow.
every parade tomorrow is rescheduled until
Hey,
Tuesday.
Lance.
Tuesday,
So it's
huh?
gonna be Tuesday night. So I'm
Good
not
morning,
doing it.
Brian.
On Tuesday, I got team pictures, so it's no big deal. What's up, Lance? Mark?
Brian, I just saw that message you sent to me, and so I came in here and downloaded it this morning, and I didn't look to see when you sent it to me, but I saw it and I like it, so I'm gonna print it off.
What you got? Let's see. You got Brenda. That's the first time I'm looking at the chat. You got Brenda. You got Frank. Jody mustn't be around.
Yeah.
Philip Shat's here. Mark's with us. Jojo Otto Leo. You got Brian. East Coast Dusty. Randy. Mad Props.
Hey, Randy.
And Lance. Oh. Mr. Neo himself.
Lance is about ready to send his drone to the ocean.
What's the matter?
No, I think it's gonna fly the ocean.
He's gonna just send it and let it go?
No, I don't
Give it
think
a
so.
Neo burial. Let's see,
Well,
sounds good.
that may happen, but I don't think it would be on purpose.
Yeah.
Never thought about that. I might do that. I might do a screen recording and just have a burial at sea with the Neo.
You pick on that poor little Neo. Lloyd, do you believe half what he says about the Neo?
No, first off, he's a Marine.
I knew that was coming up.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Because you don't have to believe what I say as a Marine. I'll blow you up anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm gonna blow you up. So what's the difference?
Hey, Waypoint.
Yeah, we used to tell everybody, what kind of training you had in the Marine Corps? Break things and kill people. So we were trained to do.
Well, my dad, he was a World War II. He was in the Army, World War II, North in Italy in the tank corps. He was in tank destroyers. My brother, he did 3 tours in Vietnam. And towards the end of Vietnam, his time, I knew I was going to either get drafted or whatever. So they kept, my dad and brother both said, join the Air Force, you'll be safer there. So, okay. And then I decided that what I was doing, as much as I loved it, wasn't as exciting as I thought it should be. And they had a volunteer program and they needed a weapons guy to be able to call in ordnance. So I went in and trained as a ROMAD, part of a forward observer team. So that was kind of fun. They needed a weapons guy to say, because the Army guys apparently don't know what kind of bombs we put on our aircraft. So they had to have an Air Force guy to tell them what to call in.
Yeah, it's the truth though.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why they developed those teams. Now that, and of course I still, I did a cross training, but it was only on deployments, and the rest of the time I was loading bombs and, but yeah, which I gotta admit, I'm more proud of working on that A-10 and the stuff we developed off of it than anything else I did.
Jack's doing good. Right now he's in my chair.
How's he doing with his house training?
Well, he had a couple of poopers in the other room. So I took them out, like you said, and threw them in the yard. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He'll get the routine eventually.
Maybe when snow melts.
well,
Yeah,
that's the
probably.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
If I had to pee outside in the snow, I might be inside too.
No, he didn't pee. He just pooped. He's good
Well-
about going out and peeing, but the poop, usually he wants to poop when I'm asleep, you know?
That's that second bowl of food you're giving him.
Yeah, I would do like Joe said, because I was listening before I got it. I'd call the
Yeah.
animal control people and ask them, or the shelter, and ask them, how often do they feed him and how much?
Because they may
course,
only fed him once a day.
Yeah. And of course, on the back of your dog food, it tells you how much to feed them. So with me,
do?
I have a constant bowl.
Hear what I said? They do. I've never read that.
Yeah, well, I don't either. I have a big, it'll hold 15 pounds of dog food, and it's a constant feeder. So my dogs don't have to worry about, oh, there's Jack. Hey, Jack.
He'll change his name to Blackjack.
Is your cursor orange like that because of the camera software, or is it, do you have it set like that?
No, it's just the software.
Okay.
Now, you're asking him a tech question. Does he really know?
Well, I thought he might, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look at the difference
okay.
when he gets to the software, it changes.
Yeah. It's just that I like that color though. I'd be able to see that cursor.
I don't think how could I tell if I set that?
God, I don't know myself.
It's probably built in.
Yeah, it's probably is. Because if it's white on everything else, well, then that's just the software. So
Yeah, it's a software. Don't be changing nothing. So I'm gonna go to the boat parade now. I'm watching because we've got rain coming through still today. I burned through 3 batteries, full batteries last night.
Oh, you did?
Mavic 3. I don't know the flight time, but I guarantee it was like 38 minutes apiece. But I was
Well,
basically in a hover, and when the float would get there, I just kind of pan with the float,
Lloyd, if you go into accessibility, it'll normally allow you to make the cursor bigger.
there it is. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, here we go. I wouldn't have told him anything.
What? How do I do that again?
Go to
Accessibility.
settings, accessibility. Yeah, mouse pointer and touch. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, I can even increase the size so I can actually see it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you.
That's okay.
Mouse pointer speed.
I think you can also change the speed that it goes across the screen as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, sweet. Now I can see my mouse. I'm always losing it.
Yeah.
Were you able to change the color?
Yeah, I changed it to a yellow, with a black, it's got black outline on, so it's yellow.
Yeah.
And it pops out, and I made it a little bit larger too. I think I got mine on like a 4.
Here's some of that parade last night.
Oh yeah.
Boy, that's quite a float right there.
Yeah, it
You
is.
saw the one before that?
There's a train.
Yeah.
That was good. The lighting was good for that. I get away with that. But watch
Right.
when a group comes in. That's the Mandy Milkshakers.
It still turned out fairly well.
Yeah.
But I had to get them right here though. You see the difference here, but it doesn't. It's not bad.
Precious, stop trying to eat the shed.
That is cool. See, now I don't have to draw.
See,
I just
that's
saw.
what I was saying, Lloyd. We don't need to travel around the country to go see stuff.
That's
All we got to
that's
do is
right.
go on YouTube, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I guess I
Come on
could
now.
I could skip going to South Florida and save my money and just watch Bill live stream it, but I gotta admit
Yeah.
it is fun to be around. A lot of nice guys out there.
Yeah.
And
But that
this
came
year I'm
out all
getting to
right.
meet some I didn't meet
You
last
see,
year.
some of the stuff's a little dark, but you gotta live with it, you know. Good, but the floats were perfect.
Yeah. What was you flying?
Mavic 3, night mode.
Mavic 3?
Yeah. Well, now. It had 29 floats. That's the second to last. That's a little jazz band that was in there playing. But they had like all the maids. If I don't know. This should be all the maids. They come out with their big headdresses. You see the big headdresses?
Uh-huh.
All of these back here. This will show better. They all got the big headdresses on and all that.
Oh yeah.
And that one you can see good. They had New Orleans last night. One of the floats touched the power ball or power line,
Yeah.
and one of the girls' headdresses hit the power line. They had to yank it
Oh
off, or it
no.
caught on fire.
Oh,
Yeah, it caught on fire. They had video of them yanking it off. It's in flames. Said nobody was hurt.
So is that what you would classify as a hot mama?
Close to being a hot mama.
somebody had
Now
to
this one
say
right
it.
here, this float coming up, the next one coming up, this one I'm circling, that's the queen. That's the queen. She's right in. She's right there.
Okay.
She's in the middle with the little scepter. You can see her. It's a all female parade.
Well,
It came out all right.
you got some good shots there, Joe, no doubt.
But if you look at this, I'll show you real quick. You look at this spot right here. Look, you see where it's all the way back here?
Yeah.
All the way back. This is I live about a half a mile right here. And that's why I told my daughter, come over here. They got a big shopping center right here. Park there, it'll be easier. But if you see, you can see this parade when it's full. The last float was here, it was probably about 2 miles up the road, about 2 miles long. Yeah, it was pretty big.
Now they bring those floats in from all over, right?
No, those came from New Orleans because they're rented out from Blaine Kern Designs, and like this morning at about 6 o'clock, they're heading back to New Orleans over the causeway. Because I used to go to work on Saturday morning in Kenner, Louisiana. So I used to have to leave about 7 o'clock, and I'd be halfway on the causeway, and they had the floats from last night would be on the causeway, and they'd only have one lane open because they could only bring them over there at about 30 miles an hour. They can't bring them any faster because of wind and everything.
Yeah. So I'm sure
But I
they
had
had
to find
I'm sure they had a police escort, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I had to find a song to go with this thing because I figured, shoot, it's 7 minutes. It's like 7 minutes, 23 seconds. That's how long this is. And that's little 3 second, little 4 or 5 second clips. Like I said, there was 59 clips. So I cut it down as much as I could to make it still visible where it's nice. And but I had to find a song, and I found this group on Epidemic Sound called the Five Guy something. And one of the songs was Jambalaya Stomp, and it was real New Orleans, and the other one was Mississippi something, and it was real New Orleans. So I played it twice and then played it twice,
Ah,
so it worked out.
Hey, Joe,
Yeah,
on the Anchor Make Studio on your
right.
supports, where is it you can set how much of support or how little support you want? Where do you do that at?
Okay,
I know
when
it's
you
an expert.
when you go over this expert, right? You should
Yeah.
have a little bunch of different tabs, and one says support.
Support, yeah. What number do you adjust up and down?
good
That's the one
morning,
I'm
Corey.
It'll be that very first number. It says 30.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That's the one you change. You bring
Okay,
it down you bring it down to about 5, you probably get it to work. But like I said, scroll the slicer up and down to make sure everything looks right.
Yeah.
Because you could miss. And if you miss, it's done. You know? All it takes is one layer to mess you up.
Yeah.
Serves you right. Dog just went up to the cat to snap at her, and the cat batted her across the nose.
Now, what I'm thinking about doing, Paul, is this. I'm thinking about trying to find a way to put a hinge on this.
Well, that would be cool.
That way I can open it up with a hinge instead of it just sitting on top. But my problem is, I don't know how I can get a hinge on that and still make it work. Now make that all a hinge on this side.
Sure.
So you can just go. But I like this because I could just drop the pills in. The other one I got to throw them in because they got a top that goes on each one. This will make it easier. Marble looks pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I sent 4 examples of Johnny on those eggs. I got the 2 with the letters coming out and 2 with the letters on the back going in. So I said, let's find out which one she wants. I like the ones in the back because it's deep, but it doesn't go all the way through. And it will they showed the Mandy milkshakers, and one of the police officers in Mandeville, she's a milkshaker, but she had to work last night. So she was in a police uniform doing all the routine with them. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, there we go.
That's on the west approach.
Now you said you got another one to shoot today, or is it going to rain?
Oh, I'm getting sunshine now. I'm getting sunshine now, and the parade it's right down the street. It's about maybe 6 miles from here, 5 miles maybe. And I usually pull up. They've got a boat dealership right there, and I usually just pull up in his lot and park right there and walk out off of his dock. I went in there one time. I told him, "It's all right if I use your dock." He says, "Yeah, fine."
Well, what do you do? Put life jackets on the little ones or what?
No, it's just me.
Oh, I thought you took the pupper dogs with you.
No, they don't come with me. Nope. In Louisiana, technically, you cannot bring a dog to a parade route.
Unless they're a service dog, certified service dog.
Well, they're pushing that issue too.
Yeah. Yeah, because what's happened, under the American with the act, they can't stop it, but they're starting to, even the ADA is starting to they're sort of rewrite rules to where they have to bring down your, a 300-pound man can't bring his 5-pound Pomeranian and say that it's to help him get up off the ground or something like that, and emotional support does not count.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional support animals are not they're what they are, emotional support, but you got to have, in order for it to qualify under ADA, they have to be one that's trained for a general and or specific ability to help you, or to help you make you feel better, but to make you
they got to be trained, right?
yeah, right. Yeah.
People just can't go out and get an animal and say, this is my emotional support.
Yeah. And you can't, it has to be one of two animals, or the only two that qualify. The first one, of course, is a dog.
Yeah.
Guess what the other one is?
A chicken.
A monkey.
Nope. A miniature horse.
Really?
Yep. Those little small, they're about the size of what Ranger is, and they can housebroke. They've got,
well, how do you housebreak a horse? I mean, don't they?
Well, yeah, you kind of.
I mean, they
I'm not
poop
sure.
different, don't they?
Well, yeah, sort of, but I don't, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say because I have no clue, but that's generalized because one, if they're not potty trained, so to speak, housebroke, well, then you just can't take them anywhere with you because
right,
they're going to be crapping in the store, can't have that. So
crapping and peeing, yep.
Yeah, so there's obviously a way that they train them, and I mean, just think about it. The Clydesdales, you don't see them crapping everywhere.
No.
They don't just stop in the middle of the parade, take a dump, and move on. So they're obviously trained somehow or another. And but yeah, miniature horses are the only other animal besides dogs that can be certified under the ADA as a actual service
emotional
dog.
support.
Yeah, and because if you fall or if they something like that, they're strong enough they can stand there and help. That's why we had Ranger, because Judy would fall and then she could get hold of him and he could either carry her over to where she could get to a chair to pull herself up, or she would use him to get herself up.
Yeah.
And he's kept me from falling a couple of times too. He's seen me going over and he gets over and away, but he's not as good as he was. Now he's usually in the way and causing me to fall.
Yeah.
Got this bad habit. I go to step over him, he decides to stand up.
I still come direct because I says, any of it knew about my FND.
That's strange stuff I heard.
Well, what do you guys think?
Up to you. It's your show.
It's up to you. It's your show, Paul.
Well, we've been on a couple hours. We got 11 people watching.
1 hour.
We've only been on an hour. It just seems like
Oh no, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought, boy, you're ready to get off.
Yeah,
I was thinking we'd been on 2 hours.
No, you only been on because I came in right after you guys started.
Yeah.
Because I was looking to see when you were coming on. So
Hey,
I get-
Lloyd, it's just that old man thing, you know?
I understand. Well, normally it's a little slow. I guess Rodney Bell didn't do a show today. This is Saturday,
I didn't
right?
even pay attention.
Yes, it's Saturday, and no, he didn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because if I'm up on Saturdays, I try to pop in on his show first and then come over here. But Dennis Lovelady, I know, was having all sorts of problems getting his show running.
His show got messed up this morning.
Yeah, it was. His sound was really sketchy. I don't know if it's because he's got.
He can't sing anymore or what?
Oh, he can.
No,
Yeah,
it was
no,
his
it was.
sound.
It was actually the sound. It was like doubling over itself. You know, you seeing every word was echoed by something. You know, it just and you couldn't hardly understand him. But I noticed he had two ear sets in, so if those had a microphone in them, they might have been picking up both of them when there was a delay between the two. I don't know.
So it was
I
his,
didn't-
it was his setting then.
Yeah, it was his settings. Yeah, there's something in his setting. He tried about 3 times to 3 or 4 times to get it to go, and it wouldn't go. So
Mad Prop says, did Mark fall asleep?
I
No, I think he's fighting with Precious. Precious
Oh.
keeps
think
yapping at
he's
him.
watching some British show.
Oh,
Oh, come on, I hit that thing right.
No, Kate came round and she's just been explaining something to me about one of her appointments. She was supposed to be going down for an operation to Brighton, which is like 260 miles away.
holy crap!
The only hospital other than one in London that will do this operation. They phoned up and cancelled it a week before she was supposed to go down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the reason they say they've cancelled it is because they're only a level 1 caregiver hospital. And because she can have seizures, she needs a level 2.
Ah, okay.
So now they've got to try and find somewhere that'll actually do this operation and be qualified to give the care that she needs after it. So
Yeah, getting old isn't for sissies, is it?
well, she's
No,
only
it's not.
she's only 51.
I noticed that after I turned 50, things started going downhill.
Mm.
Really, as after 55, I think, is when I started having more problems. We've
But I mean, she's been waiting 9 months now to go and have this done.
Oh, wow.
It's getting crazy.
Did I hear that Uncle? I may have misunderstood him last night. Did Uncle Bill
Yeah,
have
Uncle.
his
No, he's going in on Tuesday.
going in on Tuesday? Okay.
Yeah.
Going in for what?
And his
He's
prostate removed.
he's got prostate cancer, and they're
Oh.
going in to remove his prostate. I think they got it really early on, but it's one of those. Well, we could do this and do this, and he says, just let's get it out of there and be done with it.
Mm.
It's sometimes the easiest way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, prostate is one of those organs that you don't really need, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you get a certain age, the damn things quit working right anyways.
Yeah, the plumbing's already screwed up.
Yeah, it's already screwed up. Yeah. Well, my dad had it, and they didn't take his prostate completely out, but they went in and removed all the inside,
All the cancerous.
all the cancer out of it. And he was already, fairly old then. He lived another 16 years. And basically, he died from kidney failure. It had nothing to do with his prostate cancer. His kidneys just weren't functioning enough, and he wasn't making enough red blood cells, and it had nothing to do with cancer. His cancer never did appear again. And I think he was 83 when he died. Yeah.
I'm just going to drop off for a short while. I've got a nip to the shop.
Okay.
All right.
Lloyd will understand.
Yeah, I do.
I've run out of cigs.
Yeah, yeah. So what have you got, Paul? Got planned today, Paul?
Well, there's no ships. It's overcast, but yet a little bit of breaking sun here and there.
Right.
But it's still colder than hell. It's only 19 degrees here.
Yeah. We're actually at 28. We actually started warming up last night or early this. Well,
And I went out and my back hatch won't open up on my truck again.
oh,
I think it freezes.
freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if it gets like some moisture in there or something, it could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Tahoe. It's the great big lift up,
Right. Right. Yeah.
and you pull the thing and nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's either that or the mechanism freezes. I don't know.
One of the two. Yeah. Didn't
But
do that
to
during.
go
Really
have that
frozen.
fixed, to go in and have that fixed, they charge you $1 million.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not a million, like half a million. Half
Do what?
a million on that, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's going to cost you. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I have a Nissan Quest that is no longer running. It's sitting out there, but I took it in to have some work done on it, and because I can't remember what it was now, and so I took it in the Nissan dealership because they were the only ones who could work on it, and they charged me like $650. And they did this 27-point inspection. I got it out, and it turned around, and my check engine light came on again. It's like, and they come back and I said, oh well, now you're going to have to replace your whole exhaust system because it's your catalytic converter and all this stuff. I said, yeah, no, I don't. I said, but what they'd initially done is they did the because I think I had to have the can't remember what it was. It's something they had to do something with the overhead cam system on it first. And anyways, they had done this 27-point inspection. Well, and I get it home. I drove it about a week, and the light came on, and they went back and checked it again. They said, "Oh, you're going to have to replace that catalytic converter." Blah blah blah. So okay, and they said, "But we got it cleared out. Everything's working right now. I think it's going to be okay." And they said, "But you need to change your brakes. You need to change your tires. You need to do this and this and this." So, anyways, what initially I went in for broke again. I mean, it quit working again within 4 or 5 hours, and I just turned around and took it right back over, and I said, "It's doing it again." And I had during that but during that week between that time period, I had put on new brakes, new tires. I can't remember what else I had to put on that they recommended. And I did that, my son put the brakes on himself. So anyways, I take it back and the guy does the 27-point inspection again. And he comes back and says, well, you're going to need new brakes. You're going to need new tires. And I said, let me talk to your supervisor. So the supervisor gets on there. I said, I don't know what in the hell you're paying that guy, but you're paying him too much. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, supposedly he did a 27-point inspection. Yeah. You told me to change my brakes and my tires. That would help. He goes, yeah. I said, I did that. Oh. I said, now he's telling me I need it again. I said, why do I need it if I just did it? I said, I can bring you the old brakes and show them to you. And I said, but I shouldn't have to. I said, this guy said he did. I said, he hasn't looked at that car. I said, if you're paying him to do that and he doesn't do it, then he owes you money. And he says, oh my God, he says, all right. And of course, he says, I'll make him do it again. So he made him do it again. And he calls me up. He says, you're right. He says, he wasn't doing it. He says, and you busted him for it. I said, now some other old fart might have let it go and thought, well, maybe I misunderstood him, And I said, I said, you offer this charge at this 27-point inspection. I said, all you're doing is looking for more money. And I said, I refuse to pay it, and that's what those dealerships do. They come up with some con, and it's like they got this gimmick, and then they just come up with anything under the sun to say, well, we got to do it because we're authorized to do that on Nissans. Well, sorry.
Well, Joe, I've always said Joe needs to come up with some kind of an inspection and procedures on how to safely dumpster dive.
Yeah, there's a good idea too.
And you could charge people to teach them how to safely dumpster dive.
Dumpster dive, yeah.
Right, Joe?
Yeah, right. Okay. If you say so.
Well, the sad part of it is, if your ex-wife hadn't been there, you wouldn't have been able to get out of there, would you?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Because you kept stepping on
bags and
going
there, I
down
wouldn't have
again.
been in there.
Yeah.
You heard me? If she wasn't there, I wouldn't have been in there in the first place.
She was the one that got me in there.
But that was hilarious.
She
needed me to. He tried to pile the bags
go
up
down there for her.
and they were full of balloons, and it went pop, 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 went back down again.
Yeah, she didn't need me to go stand down there. I wouldn't have dropped the keys.
Am I reading this right? Is it Dusty's birthday and his son? And Brenda's too, I think.
I guess so. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, you guys.
I haven't seen anybody pop up on Facebook though. Hold on. That's where I usually find out everybody.
Well, that's me too.
It's Dusty's birthday.
It's still not showing it. Oh, shoot. You ready for this?
Okay, yeah.
I got four people's birthday today, but none of them on mine.
Really?
Yeah. There's 4 birthdays on mine, but none of them came up.
So today is Brenda's birthday too?
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Happy birthday, Brenda. Happy birthday, Dusty, and your son.
And Dusty and his son.
You gonna making something? I'll show you what I'm making in a minute.
It's Brad Alston's birthday today too. No, it was his birthday 3 days ago. I just haven't checked my notices. Thought I'd wished him a happy birthday.
I'm gonna make some of these things. When is the drone meetup? Is it before Easter or after Easter?
It's the first weekend in April. So when's Easter?
I don't know. I
Is
gotta look.
Easter in March or is Easter in April?
I don't have a clue.
Let me look.
Yeah.
Easter is the 20th of April.
20th.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's after.
Palm Sunday is the 13th.
Yeah. So it's the week before Palm Sunday, I think. Well, it's the 4th through the
4th through the 6th.
6th. Yeah. Because we have the Friday night meetup on the 4th, I think. And that's when I'm coming in, is on the 4th.
Now you driving or flying?
No, I'm flying. No, I got a decent enough price, and I'm staying with Bill Ronayne, so I got a good enough price on, because I bought them earlier this year instead of waiting until 2 weeks before it was going to happen, and then I got a free car out of the deal. Oh, hang on. Hang on just a minute here.
What do you think he's doing this for? Now I got something on my monitor
What's that?
up in the top corner. It's telling me this is the one and this is number 2. Why is it showing me on my monitor? It's never been on there before.
I don't know. I keep getting all kinds of upgrades, updates.
I have no idea why. I'll have to erase it later. I'll restart it later. It'll probably go away. I don't know why it's showing me that. I went on display settings and there's nothing clicked on to say to do it. Oh, Lord help me. Yeah, this whole thing ain't working right.
So everybody, mostly all gets there on Friday the 4th and through the 16th, I guess. No, 4th through the 7th. 3 days. Friday,
Now it's
Saturday,
gone.
Sunday.
Ain't that shit? I know what it was. I know what it was. I hit screen share. When I hit screen share, it popped it up. I never noticed that before. Yeah, I'm gonna make something up and give it to Johnny to bring to the. Maybe make about 20 of them.
Now, is Johnny going to the
Yeah,
meetup?
he's going down. Yeah, he's going. Yeah, I'll make
You're
a little
not
care
going?
package to bring down there to give to people.
You're not going?
No, I can't. I can't for 2 reasons.
One is you
One
don't want to
reason-
spend the money.
Well, that's another reason. I didn't think about that. This year, I actually don't have the money to spend. But then the dogs, I don't know who'll take care of them.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
Yeah,
You got other obligations.
yeah, those obligations are gonna tie me in this year. When Lori comes back, I'm gonna show him, I'm gonna make this
Jody
Easter
wants to
egg.
go down and teach TJ how to shoot pool.
I tell you what, I hate to tell everybody, but I'd bring my darts down and I dare you to beat me. I dare you to try to beat me. I made this egg, this Easter egg. It says 2025 Happy Easter, right?
Yeah.
When you turn the other side, it's got YouTube at USA Drone Flyer on the back. So it
Well, that's
shows you who
cool.
gave it to you.
Yeah.
And that's from here to here is 4 inches.
Okay.
And it's about 3 inches wide there. So it's not gonna be too big, but I might bring it down to 3 inches, you know? Actually, it's more than 2 inches. See, it got bigger on me. Why would that's the right size? I'll bring it to 80. That might be good right there.
Yeah.
Because it won't be real big. Now, this is my thing. I'm thinking about making it. Actually, you could use that like that as a keychain. Because it is.
Now,
So
how do you
might
get
just
that
leave
to, because on all my stuff, it puts like a skin on the bottom of it. So when I try to print on both sides, it just covers up the bottom. Where do you adjust that to keep it from doing that?
You got a point.
Huh? All right.
I say you got a point. I've got to think.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
let me see. That's
see,
the
that's what
bottom. Let me
mine
see what it's
does.
going to do. That's in the raft. Let me
Okay.
flip it.
Bed adhesion. Skirts, loops. Special slicing mode.
Yeah, let me just get out of it. Do something else.
Well, now how long will it take to print that?
I'll let you know in a second. Yeah, bring it down to. Hey Ziggy, how many millimeters in 3 inches?
3 inches is 76.2 millimeters.
Yeah, I thought it was 77. It was close.
That was Mel calling me. I had last Sunday, I sent him a picture of that Pit Droid card kit that I made. Just got it today. I sent it at 9:17 last Sunday. He got it today.
Saturday.
And I just sent it by I just sent it by messenger. And
Oh, so you sent him a file? You didn't send him a physical?
no, I just sent him a picture. It's just a photo.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason it didn't get there until today, and he was like, "What is that?" And I said, "I didn't send you anything." So he took a screenshot and sent it to me. I said, "Wait a minute. I know what last week sometime."
28 minutes, Paul.
28 minutes?
And that's 3 inches from top to bottom. Now I'm looking here.
Yeah.
That, you got a point there. I didn't think about that. But that layer in the back, I might just put it in the front.
Put it on the front right down there.
Yeah. Because I was looking to see if it had an expert, but it doesn't. A raft is what's on the bottom usually
Right, right.
on the support. So I'm not going to generate support. It's, that's probably what it is. I don't know enough about it. See, stuff I don't know. But the raft is in click.
Yeah, let me look under support.
Unless it's automatic, you know what I mean?
Right.
But because it's not showing, I know what you're saying, because you're right. When I do something on the back, sometimes it fills it in.
Yeah, that's what was. Because I tried doing that, and that was a problem I'd run into. So
Yeah, I did not want to, let's see. Tinker this.
yeah, see, I'm going to have to start looking for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's going to because I've tried to do that before, and
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. I really are.
yeah, I thought, well, maybe you knew something I didn't.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you there. But that's easily fixed.
Quality.
It's not easily fixed. That was easily fixed. Yeah, what I did is I just flipped it to the other side.
Yeah, did you? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That way it'll all be on the top, you know?
yeah. Now you've
Make
done
it a
stuff
little
that's
wider.
multicolor, right?
Huh?
Multicolor?
Yeah,
No,
have you
this is
done
gonna be, this is gonna be a what you call it, since it's gonna be a whole, I'll
right?
use a silk. I use a silk multicolor.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, have you printed an item that was multicolored, or did you, multiple different colors on it? Not
Yeah, I've
using
done that.
multicolor, like well, like a USA drone flyer.
Yeah, I've done, you could do something like that, but you can't do, if it's all one word, you can't do
Yeah,
multicolors.
okay.
You can only do it in levels.
You do it in levels. Well, how do you
And
get it
then if I had the bamboo, you can do it in different.
Yeah, obviously that's the same here. I'm trying to I'm trying to learn how to do the layers so I can make it I think what I need to do is go online and start watching a little bit more uh start paying attention a little closer to uh some of those tutorials they've got. I wasn't really worried about anything until here just recently, and I started doing more printing. So it's like, okay,
Yep. Here you go. I'll show you what I got. I did it like that.
Uh, I'll ask him, Dusty. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll look good.
Yeah, like that, maybe.
Go. Now, how long is it going to take to print that?
I think it's 28 minutes.
28 minutes? That ain't bad.
Do that.
You swap colors when you want it to change. Okay.
And that's what it'll look like right there.
Yeah.
Now this. See what it looks like. Yeah, because that makes more sense.
Does it?
Just keeping it on one side.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you'd have found out when you printed it.
Yeah, it saved me 28 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
$77.1. That sounds good.
I know he's still
Okay, let's
Dusty.
see.
I know he's still working on that truck. So, but because I'm gonna call him back after we get off here today. I'm gonna call and talk with him. So, I will pass that along to you, or I'll pass that along to him. And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, now that will be 29 minutes.
29 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about the back. It's all on the front. Like I said, I have a gold and like red that'll blend.
Is there any way possible for you to take the bottom line, which is your monogram or whatever, and kind of bend it so it follows the curve?
If there is, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I've tried that too.
Not
And I
in
don't know how.
Tinkercad.
Yeah, they don't
Because
seem.
Johnny wanted script and it don't even give you script.
Yeah, I think there's another one out there. It's called FreeCAD, I think. That may have more.
Well, what about if you were to split it and then move it different angles?
Well,
Well,
that's what I was
yeah. Of
thinking too.
course, I made mine. See, that's curved right there, and I made that.
Yeah.
I made the picture in as a PNG. Yeah, I made it on with I don't know. I think I made it on Canva is where I made it. And then I saved it as a PNG, and then I went converted the PNG to a STL file. So
Now you want to be complicated here.
well,
I could make it a little bit thicker, right?
Right.
Make it just a little bit thicker, and then have it red, white, and blue.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Thank you, bro. Use Orca Slicer. You can scroll through the timeline and just right click and add a pause where you want to scroll up and down, and it will show you The part being, okay, cool. Probably is the same with all slicers. I just hadn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, made it a little bit thicker. Let's see. Now it will take me probably about 35 minutes. 38 minutes. And I'm at 4, so. Put a pause there. Put a pause there. Now, if I do it the way I've been doing it, I could do the blue on the back. I could do the white in the middle and do the red on the top. And when you look down, you'll see the red, white, and blue in it. I might do that. See what it looks like. And then doing tonight, I could probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at a time overnight. Make about,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna take that much to make them.
No, it wouldn't take that much longer. Yeah.
The only problem is I have to start it, and then when the second layer, I'm probably just gonna, depends. So how long it takes for the two, I'm gonna have to do it like before I go to bed. Let the last one do it, you know? The only thing I don't like right now is the way my name is on the bottom.
Right.
Because it's so small, it's gonna be hard for it to look, it might not clean. Might print one and see. But I've got it real deep on the way the hole's made. So it should come out clean.
Oh, I see where I want to do.
Yeah, because I wind up at my brother's house usually for Easter. And I
Right.
could bring them for all the kids and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, go back to this. Get off.
The only other option is making the name a little bit wider. And I know that will definitely make a difference.
Let's see. Edit. Yes. Import.
Gotta double check, make sure I got 100-watt charger in the back. It's not charging as fast as they used to. Might have put a 65 in that by mistake. What I like about Tinkercad is that you could work on it and come back and work on it again. it was saying on the news yesterday, they arrested two guys in California. When they finally pulled them over and everything, they had 70 pounds of, it was somewhere, it was a cornfield. He had 70 pounds of fentanyl in his car. Okay, 70 pounds. They put him in jail under no bail, no cash bail. And they both walked. That's
Wow.
crazy. That's freaking crazy.
Where was that at?
I can't remember. I heard it yesterday. They got one of the guys back, but one of the other guys they're still looking for. But that's freaking stupid.
Well, what I think it is, Joe, is even in some police departments, local and city, state, and federal, there are some corrupt people that are on the take.
Well, that's the DA's office. It's not the police. That's the DA's office. What they need to
It
do.
says Fusion 360 works good too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you can do a lot more with Fusion 360. There's a couple others out there too. Oh, Brian says probably was California. They let murders walk. All right.
Didn't I do that? That's what I was doing.
And that's the other thing that I don't get.
What's that?
If you're involved in a major crime, such as like drug trafficking or whatever,
Right.
and they bail out of the car and they run, I would think that automatically the officer just drop them right there.
Yeah.
If you're fleeing in the middle of a felony, then you're a target. That's just my thought.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is you keep them alive, and as long as they're not shooting back. Now, if they're shooting back, they're dead. But
Oh yeah.
If they take off running, you give them one time, stop or I'll shoot.
Yep.
If they don't stop,
shoot
them in the leg, shoot them in the ass. I don't know, somewhere. Shooting them in the ass, at least they'd be embarrassed when they had to go into the jail.
Yeah, but most of them you see them, they're really running. They're like 50, 100, 200 feet away. Just shoot them and hit them.
Yeah.
If you kill them, you're sending a message. Don't commit felonies and run.
Yeah. We had one of Judy's cousins, and he was in and out of he was in and out of jail for he'd been in prison. He'd gotten out. He got out when his grandma he was getting ready to get out and was going to live with his grandmother, which was Judy's aunt. And come on, stay there. Trying to sorry about that clanking noise. My mic is doing weird things. Anyway, she passed away, and he went ahead and got out. They gave him, he got out early, or got out anyways. They brought him to the funeral, and then a week or two later, he got out. And then he was, constantly in and out of trouble again. And he'd already served like 10 years. And so, he had gotten busted like on Sunday, and they released him on Monday. He'd gotten busted with drugs. and the with he with this stuff to start cooking meth, you know, so they got him pretty good. But he was released on bond, and Wednesday evening they came, you know, he did something else, and the police were after him, and they finally ran him off the edge of the road, and he got out of his vehicle and he jumped out and he ran towards the police officers trying to grab their guns, and they shot and killed him,
Yep.
you know.
Good for them.
And everybody in the family, you know, it like I call him my cousin, but it's Judy's cousin. They said, some of the guys at work said, well, weren't you upset that, you know, he was that, you know, or they were talking about, well, that guy got shot and, you know, blah 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 blah. He says, hey, my cousin just got killed a month ago, and sorry, but he ran from him, he tried to take him on, you know, he got what he deserves, you know.
Yep.
Says and you know, unfortunately fortunately for the family, his dad and his aunt and his grandmother and grandfather had all passed, you know. All that left was his brother, and as a matter of fact, even his son had died before him. His son died when he was like 13 in a ATV accident. They got thrown off an ATV and died within a couple, you know, no helmet.
Sounds to me like that whole part of the family lived on the edge.
Well, the funny thing is most of them were good law abiding, but some of the younger generation, yeah, they did. But the rest of the family, you know, and chances are he was going to die anyways, because they all died of aortic aneurysms. three generations of that family wiped out they all had aortic.
Wow.
Some of them, one guy was the day before he was in Walmart the day before his 25th over, and was dead by the time
That sucks.
they got him to the hospital.
Yeah, Brenda, you're right. You can't fix stupid.
You can't. That's right. That's right. It's like my son says. He says, I'm not going to chase him anymore. And he says, I'm too old to chase him. And he says, it hurts too much to find him. He says, I'm just going to shoot him. He says, there's less paperwork in the end. He says, because if you fight him, then you sued for, you know, abuse of power. He said, just shoot him. And he says, you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
You know,
That night that they had that chase that my son was on. He they pulled the guy over. Actually, they didn't pull him over. My son's going down Highway 90 down here. And
right.
he showed me the cam video, and you see the traffic lights going. And I said, dude, how fast were you going? That's a block apart, right? He's at 150. He's 150 in that scat back, you know?
Wow.
And the guys tried to make a curve and missed and rolled the vehicle. The driver went flying through the windshield, broke his femur, and he was laying out in the dirt. And the other guys coming out the back of the car and how show me your hands, let me see your hands like this. And the guy looks down at the ground, looks back at my son. My son says, as soon as you jump down there, I'm shooting you. He says, you will die right there.
Yep.
Like that. And the guy said, I don't have a gun, man. He said, you better get down and walk this way with your hands on top of your head. When he got him away from the car, he said, get on the ground, crawl up here.
Yeah.
Like that. And when they went over there was a gun on the ground.
Yep.
He'd have reached for that thing, he'd have lit him up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My son tells you. My son said, I will light you up.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. That's what because and that's the way the departments need to understand. The cops are going to have to, you know, there's an excessive use of force, and then there's the
defensive use of force.
Yeah, I intend to make it home tonight, and it's up to you whether, you know, you know, the bad guys need to understand the cops' goal at the end of the day is to make it home.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have a different point of view. Drop them, you know.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, that was always Judy's biggest worry about James being a cop, because, you know, he was the oldest. He was the firstborn, and he did a lot for us. It's still doing a lot for me, and he checks on me all the time. We go out and do stuff, and it's just like, but yeah, I worry about him getting home, but uh I know he's going to do what it takes to get home.
Yeah.
And he said what really is upsetting to him is when he says he'll be sitting there at a light in his patrol car and people just pull up to him and start cussing him. He says, now I'm don't know these people. I haven't done anything. He says they roll down their window and they're just cussing him out. He says, you know, he says, most of the time I'm just trying to get home from work, he says, so, but that's the way people have started
Well,
treating him.
was he in the police car?
Yeah, he was in his,
That's about
yeah,
the
he was,
time you turn the PA on, stare him right in the eye, say, "Shut the fuck up."
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can't
think
do
he's
that.
done that a few times. I think
Yep.
he has. Yeah. Yeah. He's not as patient as he used to be when he was younger. He's
All
not
right.
as hot head. He's not as hot headed, but he doesn't deal well with stupid.
Yeah, we got a lot of stupidity out there in the streets, and they think it's all right,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And on the news, they're showing these protesters. They think that that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, I'm hoping things are going to change over the next few years. I can say this, I'm feeling a lot better about things now than I was a year ago, as far as
Yeah.
the way we're headed as a
As a
country and as a society, And I think that's where the problem is. Our society, just somewhere along the line, we just lost all track of our morals.
Well, here's
Yeah.
here's another. This is my perspective. An old guy never had any kids. Okay, is that the parents let them get out of hand over the decades. The kids
Yes.
started being the parents, and the parents started being the kids.
Yeah.
And anytime the kid wants something, gimme, 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 gimme. Okay, all right, just go away, just go away, go. All right.
Yeah.
When you and I were growing up, we got the shit slapped out of us.
Oh my God. Yeah. I got, it was nothing for my butt up if I was acting up. And, well, and I kind of blame it on our generation, Paul, because we're the hippie free love generation. We're the ones who started the war protest and the social revolution, and then we raised our kids to be free thinkers. Don't just accept what they tell you, and then well, okay, it's going to be a better world, but you have a right to stand. Suddenly now I've got two grandsons in prison right now, and they're going to one of them's probably going to stay there the rest of his life,
Yep.
because he'll get out and then turn around and go right back
Back
for the
in
same
again.
thing. Yeah. Or he'll get out and he'll get killed, one of the two. Now, the one grandson, he's just an idiot. He's just stupid. He does, they call him, he's got the nickname of the sweeping bandit. So he goes out and he gets stoned one night and he goes walks in this house, goes in, lays down, and is laying there on the couch asleep. But it wasn't his house. It wasn't his friend's house either.
Into somebody else's house.
He was in somebody else's house, in the wrong house. So the parents were out somewhere for the evening, and the young man, he was old enough to be on his own. He's like 17, I guess. And he comes out there and sees this guy asleep on his couch. He goes in and calls, "Did you sit here or what?" And he said, "No." He calls the police, and he'd broken in because he broke a pane on the door and reached in and let himself in. So he goes in and calls the cops. When out, there's my grandson, and he'd knocked something off the counter. He'd woke up by then, and he knocks on, and he's sitting there sweeping stuff up, still thinking he's in the right house. Then he hears the cops coming and realizes, oh, I think I'm in the wrong place. Runs out the back door, steals a little Stingray bicycle, little one of them little motocross types, and he's pedaling down the highway trying to get away from the cops in a very slow speed chase. Like, oh my God. And he was on the, yeah, that's a proud moment for this family.
It just looks better, Paul, like that.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That looks better. Yeah, I like that. I'll pull that to the side and move that just straight. That'll work. That's the way it's gonna
This,
be. I ain't changing
Th-
it again.
yeah, that's looking good. I think that's gonna look good. This last time that idiot went to jail, it was of me. I knew he was out, and I'd seen him a few days before wandering around town. And of course, he's living on the street or whatever. And he'd been in jail for about a year. And it had been about 6 months, I guess, since I'd seen him. Anyways, I go walking through this Walgreens down here, and I see this guy acting sort of sketchy, and I don't realize who he is, at first. And then I go walking up, and I said, hey, and he turns around and looks at me. By then I'd realized who it was. Oh, hi, Grandpa. What you doing? He says,
Yeah.
oh, I'm to find something I want to snack on, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, well, I got to pick up something for your grandma and get back home to her. Okay. Back, and I walk up to the cashier, and I said, you see that young man over my shoulder there? Because, yeah, I said, keep an eye on him. I said, I said, stuff. He says, I think he's shoplifting from me. She goes, really? Why do you think that? I said, well, I know that's what he does. She goes, are you a cop? I said, no, I'm his grandfather, and I know he's a thief. So, and they said, okay. And pretty soon they went over there, and I paid and got out the door, and they were, she'd called over a manager, and they went over, and he went back to jail for that.
Back to
And that's
jail.
what he was doing. Yeah, that's what got busted by Grandpa.
Yes, I know. Just a minute. I hear you. I
He
think he
wanting
wants,
out.
I think he wants to go out and get it.
So if I print 6 of them,
Right, what was that?
3 hours, 56 minutes.
Well, that ain't bad. I mean,
Yeah, that ain't bad for 6. I'll print, like I said, I'll do them tonight, and well, I'll do them in 3 layers. I think I'll do them
Yeah.
red, white. I see. I don't know if I want to do 3 layers. I kind of want to keep it to the theme,
right?
but it'll probably be all right. It'll be a red, white, and blue like that. It'll be like my coin,
Right.
I might print one to see what it looks like and decide from there.
Yeah.
Because that would be good to hand to somebody. Like I'd give Johnny like 24 of them to bring, and
Right.
put them out on the table. They could take it.
Yeah.
We had sunshine 10 minutes ago. Now it's gone.
Yeah. Well, the sun is shining here for a change.
I'm worried about rain because we got rain coming in tomorrow, real bad. They said they canceled all the parades tomorrow. Everything's gonna be redone till Tuesday.
Well,
This
did he?
one here today.
No, he went out, turned around, and looked at me, and came back in again.
What you do is we'll close the door and tell them go. Here we
Well,
got.
he was looking for more snacks. He's kind of like your dogs do, Joe. They're looking for snacks, and you tell them to go.
Yeah, but if he looks like he wants to go outside, I'd make him go outside. I hope they don't cancel this. I mean, I hope they don't have 7 boats again this year.
Don't they have? You hope they don't have what?
Last year, they usually have about 35, 40 of those yachts.
Floats.
Well, made up
Oh.
last year. They had bad weather the day of. It was weather like today, and there's
Right.
only seven. Only
Seven
seven of them
floats.
paraded.
So you go
Yeah.
all the way over there and you get to shoot 7 floats.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh,
on it's
boats.
boats.
Oh, boats.
It's a boat parade.
Oh, it's a boat parade.
Yeah, right where Johnny and I fly.
Oh, okay.
See, I'd go to New Orleans today. The parades today in New Orleans are good. They got 14 parades today. In the area. They got one tonight. Justin works tonight up in Covington. And there's one
Uh-huh.
up there tonight. I've never been to that one in Covington. I'm thinking about it. But I don't know where I'm gonna park. That's the problem. Because there is no parking anywhere. You
Where'd
know,
Mark
there's
go?
no parking up there. I don't know where you park.
Mark was
And
on
that'll
here and
be
then
a-
he disappeared.
Yeah, that'll be a hell thing to get up.
Oh yeah, drive all the way and then not be able to find a place to park.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I'm gonna jump off because I got
Okay,
about an
yeah, I
hour and
think
then
we're
I'm gonna be
gonna
heading
call
out
it.
of here.
Yeah, I was just sitting there looking at the time of that. Yeah, it's right at it's 10 o'clock now, Paul, or 11 o'clock your
That's
time.
10 o'clock, Paul.
We've been on for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Lloyd, you're always welcome, my friend. My channel
Yep.
is your channel.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Joe feels the same way.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I really
Bye,
do.
bye for now.